Spider-Man, Spider-Man, does whatever a spider can, spins a web.
Hello Internet, welcome to another Freestyle Movie Reviews. I'm Scott.
And I'm Clint.
And today we're reviewing The Amazing Spider-Man 2.
Spider-Man!
No more secrets, the tagline to The Amazing Spider-Man 2, starring Andrew Garfield and Emma Stone, reprising their roles from The Amazing Spider-Man 1. It is also directed by Mark Webb, who also directed The Amazing Spider-Man 1.
And pretty much the spot of Amazing Spider-Man 2, it follows four main characters as Harry Osborn tries to find a cure for his goblin disease.
Super 8.
Electro starts off being a super 80s nerd and goes into just being a person completely made of electricity.
Full rage mode.
And Peter Parker and Gwen Stacy pretty much will they, won't they, all the way up until they have to deal with those two villains.
Talks way too fucking much. This is the part of the review where we like to go over things we didn't like as much in the movie. And for me personally, I really felt that almost every scene with Andrew Garfield as Peter Parker and Emma Stone as fucking Gwen is like they just talk and just talk and talk and talk and talk. And talk. So much fucking talking. And then I also had a problem where it seemed like it's like they wanted to do the Electro story, but then they wanted to do the Peter Parker story, but then they wanted to do the death of Gwen Stacy. And it's like they just had all three of these scripts, and they were like, let's just jam them all together. This happened in all one movie. Another thing that bothered me was it seemed like they might have tried a little too hard to be funny, just inserting jokes for jokes, and it just happened too often to actually be funny. It almost became predictable. What would you say?
I mean, I thought for Electro, they were really over the top with how, but super nerdy.
Mega nerd status.
Yeah. Like, super stereotypical, stuff. It's just, they tried so hard to make him just,
I'm surprised his glasses weren't taped to his fucking head.
It's like, we spent all our budget trying to make Jamie Foxx unfuckable for this first couple minutes in the movie. And I guess they kind of succeeded.
Very much so. Yeah. I didn't want to have sex with him at all.
And then, other dislikes again. I thought the dialogue particularly was kind of dumb. There was a lot of dumb things that had to be said.
Yeah, that's what I was saying with the jokes. It kind of just falls back on the same thing. It just didn't. It wasn't clever.
Yeah.
It feel like they've had so much time with it. It should have been a little more clever.
Yeah, it's like that. I'm breaking up with you. I'm gonna say it again. Do you understand?
Because you're dumb, Spider-Man.
Yeah. And I also thought especially the beginning, the trailers from the very first Spider-Man or Amazing Spider-Man movie was trying to leech out about this whole untold story or whatever that involves Peter Parker's dad, and then they did pay that off almost at all.
He was a scientist. That's all you found out.
Yeah, and then the whole first half of this movie or the first portion is just all right, here's that untold story, and then right after that it's oh wait, we kind of put Gwen and Peter Parker back together. But we forgot we needed to be broken up.
Stupid.
But then throughout the whole movie, he's just trying to get back together with her the whole time. It's just he's having withdrawals.
The Gwen withdrawals. I mean, Emma Stone is. If I ever broke up with her, I would probably immediately think it was a bad idea. She could be trying to shoot me with a gun, and I'd be like, "It's over.
We can work it out.
Maybe we can work it out, baby. All right, just."
We'll say it'd be difficult, but we'll try.
Definitely willing to try. This is the part of the review where we like to go over things that we liked about the movie. What'd you say, Clint?
I'd say, whenever Spider-Man was Spider-Man, he was, pretty awesome.
Not enough of that.
Yeah. For the most part, pretty funny. There was also, a lot of action, whenever he was Spider-Man. That was all pretty fantastic. And
some would say amazing.
Yeah. Spectacular. And I actually like the Harry Osborn storyline where the whole transformation. I thought they gave at first I thought from the trailers it was probably gonna be dumb, but they gave me enough good reasons to believe it. I mean, there's still some dumb stuff with this character. He seemed pretty. He was able to get to that facility pretty easily.
Yeah, badass of badasses.
Grabbing other people's tasers,
taking down completely trained armed guards.
Yeah, Didn't know he had that CQC training at that boarding school.
Well, I would just say, like, I really liked the way they went back to the old suit, the new suit, but it's more of an older style. I didn't like the things they did with the new suit in the Amazing Spider-Man 1.
Yeah. Spider-Man looked good.
Definitely. Same thing, I'd say, like, the action. The action's really good. It's what made this movie good. Without the great action scenes, this movie would be terrible, in my opinion. And then also, like you were saying before, the villains, how there's 3 villains in the movie, but it never feels like it's like they're just like ganging up just to gang up, where it's like, let's go get Spider-Man, and the other 2 guys are like, we're evil too, let's do this. It has like a natural progression to it, like a good flow that doesn't seem like it was forced or just jammed together for shock value.
Yeah, it felt like they spotlighted, like, the main 2 villains got, like, their due. You had, like, the one throughout the whole movie, then you had, like, a little bit of Green Goblin at the end, and then Rhino didn't really need... He just needed a guy being all like, I'm the Rhino, rah! Walk around on my little stubby legs.
And this is the part of review where we like to go over our favorite moment in the movie. For me personally, I would say there's this part at the end when Spider-Man hasn't been there for a while, Rhino shows up and he's attacking and shit, and everybody's just like, oh no, we're fucking useless, well I guess we might as well just stand here behind these barricades and die. And this little kid, out of nowhere, just like heroics up and runs out there, and he's all like, I'm gonna fight Rhino! But then Spider-Man, of course, shows up, and then, Spider-Man's back in business. I would say definitely that's my favorite part.
I'm not gonna lie, I did tear up a little bit when Spider-Man showed up behind that kid.
It was pretty great.
Yeah. And I guess for me, one of my favorite moments, so I guess it wasn't really a specific moment, it was just happened throughout the movie, but like Electro had this like weird dubstep like soundtrack to him that had like lyrics that were kind of just talking about what was going on. I couldn't tell if it was like supposed to be the music or were we hearing his thoughts.
Is there such thing as death metal dubstep? Because that's what it was. It was like it had the beat of dubstep, but I could have swore it was like a demon talking about killing people and things. Like it was nothing good.
It was like really jarring going on. At first I felt like really weird about it, but it kind of just was so weird and out there that just grew on me. Like I look forward to it every single time it happened after that.
And that brings us to our final score. Around here we like to rate through a 1 through 5 system. Me personally, I'm gonna give this a 4. It's good, but not perfect. Ran a little long, and the Gwen and Peter stuff was just a bit too much. What would you say?
I would give it about 2. It's kind of a chore to watch. Other than getting ready for the next one to come out, I'm probably not going to watch this one again. For me, this movie, much like Gwen Stacy, fell a little short.
That's the review for Amazing Spider-Man 2. If you go out and see it, come back and comment. Let us know if you like it. If you like the video, and subscribe. We're going to be doing this for as far as the future can see. And other than that, I'm Scott.
And I'm Clint.
And that was Freestyle Movie Reviews.
Spider-Man does whatever a spider can. Spins a web any size, catches thieves just like flies. Look out, here comes the Spider-Man.